Greetings. I wanted to do a quick video that compares these two Enfields that you see before you. The first is a Confederate import, original Parker Field & Sons, made in London. Both of them are P53, model 1853 3-band Enfields, 58 caliber. The second one here is the Pedersoli copy, the modern reproduction that's available right now for reenactors and shooters alike. And watching YouTube videos and learning about these rifles and about black powder shooting. Ran across Cap and Ball's video that shows the comparison of what was then the new Pedersoli and a Army Sport reproduction. And so I'm going to put these a little closer together and do a quick, this is just what my untrained eye sees kind of video. Okay, I have both rifles with trigger guard pushed up against the table with both the sling swivels pointing forward, so hopefully that will be sort of an apples to apples comparison. The placement, shape of the lock to me look almost identical. They are very close. The hammers are close. Seems to me that maybe the Pedersoli seems to lean a little bit further forward than the Parker Field & Sons example that you have in front of you. The rear sight location is practically identical. There are small differences in the sights, though I think the Pedersoli is a faithful copy of the original Enfield sight. The main difference that I see is just the shape of the rear sight notches, which very well might just be that were so many people making the 3-band Enfield that this specimen, the Parker Field & Sons, was just a different specimen than what Pedersoli had when they copied it to make their version of the 1853 3-band Enfield. So rear sight, good copy. Front sight, good copy. Same location. Size of the barrel, I have an original bayonet that fits this original Enfield, and it slides on with the exact same amount of feel or slop or friction that onto the Pedersoli as it does onto the original. The locations of the barrel bands are identical. The shape is identical. The only difference I really see is the original has these little caps or expanded places where you can't back the screw all the way out, ostensibly so the soldier wouldn't back the screw all the way out and then it fall in the dirt and it's soluble and you'd never seen again. So you can see the Pedersoli ones are actually just threaded. They don't have that enlarged area on that side. The main thing that jumps out in difference to me is the length of the stocks. The length on the original, surprisingly, is about 1 inch longer, which, I thought people were shorter back then, so I was sort of expecting the opposite, if anything. But again, it may just be that Pedersoli copied a version of the Enfield that came from a different armory that had a different, length stock. I'm not sure. The butt plates are very similar. Let's see if I can get this from the top. The locations of the screws that hold the butt plate on are almost identical in location. However, the Pedersoli screw heads are a little bit smaller. Also, the stock seems to be a little bit more consistent from here to here in width. And so the butt plate is almost squarish here. It's parallel, whereas here it's tapered a little bit. A little minor difference. The drop is about the same for your cheek weld. The locks, let's go to the hammers here. Here's the half cock on the Parker Field & Sons. Notice there's plenty of room to remove or install a cap. Here's the Pedersoli. Not as much room. It's enough to work with, but I just noticed that's a pretty big difference. Okay, here's full cock with the Pedersoli, and it's about the same size, about the same distance or opening as the half cock is with my original specimen. Here's full cock. So trigger on both are fine. No problems, no complaints. The thickness of the wood is very similar. I know that he pointed out some problems with the thickness of the stock, or maybe not problems, but differences between the Pedersoli and the Army, and the Army was pretty thick, and also the taper of the barrel was wrong on the Army. This seems to be, as far as I can tell, a identical or almost identical copy. The ramrods also almost absolutely identical. Here's the Parker Field, here's the Pedersoli head there. So anyways, I'm excited to get into shooting these. I've got some tools for cast bullets coming where I can start testing some loads, and I'm excited to shoot these and see what I can do as a part of me living out and honoring my ancestors.